Road Break family, NXT UK championship match in an empty arena. Ilja Dragunov and Jordan Devlin, they went to war and they gave us a great classic. Now, a lot of people, even McGuinness, was like, oh, it should be one of like candidates for match of the year. It was a great match and we're going to be reviewing absolutely everything. Thank you so very much for being with us one more time. Jean Paul, NXT UK, always delivers, and this time I think they gave us even a little extra. So we're absolutely happy right now.
Yeah, this was another fantastic show. I mean, a bunch of great matches here. Of course, the main one you talked about, the main event. You know, what do you
empty arena match.
Empty arena match. You know, and it was falls count anywhere, no DQ.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, ooh, is that going to ruin it? No, these two guys, they made it. It made the match even better. And and the fall still took place in the ring. Not to be a spoiler, but we'll get there when we get there. But a fantastic show, NXT UK.
Exactly, before family.
But to be honest, there's only one little gripe I had, and you'll probably be surprised where it came.
Okay, we're going to be talking about that. Hold the thought. We're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. But before you do that, don't forget to support us with the AEW Beach Break. Full show review results. MJF, CM Punk. Finally, they're going to encounter at Chicago. They're going to finish this rivalry. Supposedly, they're going to finish that in Chicago where it started. And I think it's going to be actually the beginning of another match, because I think Revolution is going to be where this feud will absolutely end.
Oh, yeah.
Despite that, we got to see, we didn't want to see it, but we saw Adam Cole against Orange Cassidy in a lights out match. Very similar, kind of like same concept. And, your thoughts on this very quick one.
Yeah, Dynamite, again, like we said, we thought the show was really getting better, but it was just that they had better stars. They had CM Punk, they had Bryan Danielson. Danielson's not been on TV the past couple weeks. Punk can't carry the show for a whole 2 hours. And unfortunately, Hangman Page feels like an afterthought on this show. So it's really hard to, get excited about Dynamite sometimes.
Exactly. But, if you want to hear every single thing of our thoughts, every single thing that happened on the show, just go watch that video. The link will be in the description for every single one of you guys. Gallus opens the show. 6-man tag going against La Familia or Di Familia. This is why a classical good booking of NXT UK, because why? The heels have heat. The heels have to win. What happened in this match? The heels actually won. So that was good. That was a good start with the show. What did you like the match? For me, it was decent, and also this type of matches didn't have a lot of spots. It was more in the ring, and also more roughness in between the interactions. Yeah, although Wolfgang or Kofi, they're a lot heavier than the Di Familia.
Yeah, this was super old school. But to me, the main star of this, I'm not gonna say that this is a Brood where Dempsey is Edge, where it's okay, who's the clear star in this this trio? It's Dempsey, but man, I feel like that's just how it's projected. Yeah, Tio Man's the leader and Raja's the second in command, but Dempsey, to me, he feels like the star of this group. And they really focus on him in the match, whether he's the one in the ring stretching the guy or he's the one on the apron causing the distraction. But at the end of this thing, he gets hit with a high-low, and I think, okay, maybe he's going to get pinned. He's the new guy. That's what I thought. I'm like, what? Maybe they're going to put Gallus over. We don't really know, because sometimes, WWE books in crazy ways. But no, we saw the distraction from Raja and everything, and then Wolfgang was the legal competitor. He gets caught in
the submission holding
his STF, his version
of classical William Regal.
Yeah. And then, he gets him to tap out. So now this is the second member of Gallus that he got to tap out. So now I think you got to do a match of him versus Joe Coffey.
That will be. I think that's the next progression.
Yeah.
And I really like this because, like you said, maybe Theo Man is just the leader, but he's not the guy that they need to put over. I think all the faith, they know that William Regal, son, his offspring, is going to be just amazing, and maybe he's going to reach the heights, the level that William Regal never accomplished for any other circumstance.
I don't want to go too long off this beat, but did you hear? Is William Regal signing with Impact?
Supposedly, there's a big opportunity of doing that, but the one thing is that William Regal, he said I carry my whole career, without rumors. I don't like spoilers. I don't like any talk about me. He's when something is on paper, when I actually sign, I'll be the first one to come out and announce it to the world. I will be the one that will take care of that. I don't need ringside news. I don't need. We'll say it. It's our show. We can say whatever we want to say. We don't need all the outlets. I will be the one that will share it. So a lot of people are saying that he is actually going to do that, and Impact will benefit from a guy like Regal. He scouts everywhere. he was one of the guys that like was able
Especially
to
especially
make
if they
NXT
told him,
what it was.
especially if they said come in and you can completely book the entire show, something like that, or whatever, because he's not going to do that in AEW. Tony Khan's not going to let somebody else book that
Yes,
show.
exactly. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Not to go too off topic, but actually, neither one of the vice presidents on AEW have like creative control. Now Tony Khan has the last say on every single segment, every single end of the match is pretty much Tony Khan, and like the group of creative, pretty much is like kind of Vince McMahon in WWE. But going back to this, just a great win by Di Familia, and like you said, the guy that like they're gonna try to push, the guy that's gonna be the superstar in this faction is gonna be Dempsey. So that was really good. And let's talk about a little bit of like these guys, because Oliver Carter and Ashton Smith, like they're saying, hey, this is we're very close to get those NXT UK Tag Team Championships. But before we do that, we gotta go through like our men stars. And this is like a good promo between the two, also with Mastiff. And I didn't know that like Ashton Smith learned a lot from like Mastiff. So he's like, hey, you told me a lot, but hey, I learned more right now. So I'm not the same guy that you actually were, teaching and all of that. So that was good, a good promo. And next week we're gonna see this number one contender, and I feel this is gonna be a good defense for like also for Mustache Mountain. But neither of these guys are gonna become champion.
No, I don't think so, unless you're gonna pull some kind of crazy swerve or do something here. But no, I think this will be a good match. I agree with you. And this was, unfortunately, it felt a little scripted. But the guy still delivered the lines well, especially Jack Stars. He was fired up and
he was more intense than anybody. Yes,
but I'm looking forward to this match, and just Dave Mastiff. I mean, I hope they win. I would love to see them become the tag team champions at some point. But we gotta just wait and see what they do.
Yes, and like to me, like they need, like you said, they did this two baby faces. It's fine because neither one of them are going to become champions. But it's a good thing that like at least they have like a prominent match. They have like something to look forward to. They're using tag teams. They're giving them a chance. And so like the ball is in their court. They're supposed to like make the match great, and even like the championship match even greater. So we'll see what happens when that falls. Ginny going against Amel, because you saw that like 2 weeks ago they had an altercation. Amel got like promo package. Oh yeah, I'm the French hoe. I'm babyface right now. Heel didn't work. It's fine. Ginny's like, hey, I'm going with my man Walter to the United States, so it's fine. So what do you think about the match? Because for me, I felt a lot of spots were sloppy. I don't know if neither girl wanted to cooperate, but like it felt a little sloppy for me. There were a lot of like mistakes, maybe not enough communication. But I want to hear from you, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a little. I mean, I agree. Maybe some stuff looked a little sloppy. I was thinking maybe more just like they were really laying it in there. You know what I mean? Like they were really.
Oh, like rough, right?
I mean, Amel, she I always said her stuff looked believable. I mean, she always looked like she laid it in there. It looked like there was a couple potatoes here. Like one time when she went back with an elbow, and Ginny, like, I think sold it for a shoot. Like, okay, like you really.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like when she went and she was like all groggy, and then and then she got it back. She got her back, and it's like what the. So that's what I mean. I don't know. A little bit of, I think that I'm not gonna say like a Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax. I'm not gonna act like this is something crazy, but I think it was a little bit like, hey man, like a little bit rough. And be gentle here.
The winner of the match, I like, just because I don't think. At first, I was scared that Ginny was gonna leave and they were gonna change her name to like Gertrude or something, in NXT. But no, she got the win here, with Cheats. So I think we're gonna see a rematch. And the ref didn't see it, so Amel can state her case. She can be, no, this is bullshit. I want another match, and I think this will be good. But you really got to build her up too, because you have a lot of baby faces too that she can feud with here, especially like a returning, hopefully soon, Eva Valkyrie. That would be another great, redo that match one more time. Hey, I won, but you injured me. I want to beat you again.
That will be the feud that like maybe because we know like the championship feud. We're going to talk about in just a second about that, but like you need like what's coming before that. You need whoever, like another girl that's ready to assume that role, or whoever takes the championship in between Meiko Satomura and Blair Davenport.
Yes.
But the good win by Ginny, like you said, Amel, she's going to have a good time as a babyface. It's all good. So it was confirmed, Paul, today that we're going to see next week. Actually, very, very fast. They did this. I think NXT UK is trying to get like more viewership. They're trying to get the product even more exciting, because we are actually love it, but not everybody's known. Not everybody's aware of like what's going on in NXT UK. And it's going to be a Japanese street fight match for the NXT Women's Championship, What are your thoughts about this? They're gonna have like more ability to use the toys. I feel that like this is the way to like finish this rivalry. And like as you say in a lot of the shows, it will be nice if this will be like a pay-per-view or like a takeover or something, because this type of feuds are like wasted otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, if you were gonna do this, at least have it be the third match. Do another match again, where maybe it's not a roll up to win, or it's not it's Mako boom really lays her finisher in, and then Mako's the one standing tall instead of Mako being the one on her back, and Blair Davenport standing tall. But I like the feud, but no, man, this promo did absolutely nothing for me, and that's the one thing that I said I didn't like. That will probably surprise some people. It's completely scripted. There's no emotion. Listen to a promo that Mako had against Kaylee Ray or somebody like that, where she's fired up and you can tell she's cutting her own promo. This is completely scripted. She's like, I will fight you in a Japanese street fight. And she has a smile on her face. How is that? Because she's probably laughing because she's like, a Japanese street fight? That's so stupid. That's such a...
Like what the hell is that? Yeah.
Or just call it a street fight. This feels like, is WWE, is Vince in them? Are they already trickling into NXT UK? I hope not. But I didn't like this at all. This did nothing for me. I'm excited for the quality of the match. I think they'll make it good. I think, that they'll put on a really physical match. But no, I don't think it needed to be a street fight. This could have just been a normal match for me. I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, I don't know what the stipulation is going to do for the match. I don't know what it's going to add, especially with 1 week of build. That's the thing. Maybe they would have done like they usually go like 3 weeks. Why? Because they need 2 weeks to like video packages. Hey, get me excited.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
like
that's what I mean. Yeah.
And no, right away. He's like, we need it. So
the only thing I can think is they want one of the women to do something or another, because I feel like they're gonna drop the title here. I think they're gonna, and that's gonna be the excuse. Oh, she was able to use the toys, the weapons, to cheat, or not to cheat, but for the advantage to win the match.
Absolutely. Maybe that's what it's going to do. But like, we're going to go and talk about, remember, we talk about Di Familia, and Nathan Frazier is going to seem to be the guy that's going to be feuding against these guys. And unfortunately for Nathan, Di Familia is just hot. They have all these 3 guys that are hungry. They want, accomplish things. They want to get gold. So this is going to be okay. But in the end, Nathan Frazier is going to have to need 2 friends to go against Di Familia. I don't know who they're going to pick, but this is interesting at least.
Yeah, or I mean, the one thing. Look at this picture right now. Draw a line right down the middle of it. That's what I'm scared of, because he said, "Oh, you pretty much said that that Dempsey does all the work. That oh yeah, you might be the leader, but you two, all you do is lose. Dempsey's the only one of you 3 who wins." And they're like, "Oh, well, you don't win either. You're bullshit as well." They get in each other's face because they're like, "Why are you even in our locker room?" Because at first he was getting interviewed, but apparently he was in their locker room. They can't celebrate. So the one thing I'm scared of is hopefully he doesn't get in Dempsey's head and they turn him babyface and then they're a new tag team or some
that would be bad. I don't think so. I don't think they will go that bad.
I hope they don't. Hopefully they tease it. And maybe Dempsey teases it just to make Frazier be like, "Ooh," and then and then that would be good. He turns on him, but I mean, the one thing I just want to mention here, and it's going to mention it in the main event too. They said, "Oh, your match against the Ring General." that was the first time where they could have said Walter's name and they didn't say it. Where they could have said.
It's absolutely like stupid, like Gunter, right? Is that what it is? Gunter?
Yeah, and even in the main event too, Nigel said something. And he was like, "Oh yeah, the Ring General."
That's the only thing. Is like, how will you damage that? And you wanted our thoughts really quick. For me, absolutely, don't even do it. The guy's recognized for being Walter. There's no need. The guy's signing your company. Keep it the way it is. You're not gonna change Jean-Paul Egg just because he goes to another podcast.
Exactly. And I apparently, because we're done with NXT, like we said, we're doing takeovers and stuff like that.
We're gonna have
NWA this coming tomorrow, so stay tuned, family. But the one thing is, apparently he cut a promo and addressed the name change, and I'm not even gonna watch it because I don't care, because I know it did. Actually, I did watch it. It says, "Oh, my grandfather gave me this name." And no, like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's just like, move on, like you said. But it's sad that like WWE have to go to this route, especially. I mean, maybe we're going to see Walter in the Royal Rumble. That's going to be good. Don't forget also Royal Rumble right here on Road Break, right? After the show is over, Jean-Paul and I analyzing everything. We're going to go absolutely every single thing in detail. But before we do that, let's go talk about the empty arena match. As you see, everybody got to leave the arena. It was actually a very good match. NXT Championship on the line, and
Ilja Dragunov against Jordan Devlin. This was a pretty good match. Had a lot of time. They were able to develop the story, to tell us a good story, and I liked it. And Jordan Devlin didn't look bad at all. He had a lot of opportunities, but like you said, the main guy is just right here, Ilja Dragunov, just because this guy knows how to make the best comebacks in pro wrestling right now.
I mean, yeah, he's one of those champions that he's literally their Rocky Balboa. Like, you might watch him get beat up in the beginning, but it don't matter. You're cheering for him, and it can be the freaking closing, minute of the last round, and he's going to be firing in punches, and the crowd's going to be going wild. But that's what Jordan Devlin said. It's when the crowd goes wild. That's when you beat me, but there is no crowd. So this was Devlin's match to win. He attacked him, before the bell even rang, but Dragunov, you don't fuck with him. He fired back and he takes over. They start wrestling to the outside. When he got the screwdriver, I was like, oh man, please don't make it too hokey, too gimmicky. That was taken out of there. No screwdriver, nothing like that. This was legit, fighting here, throwing each other into the chairs, suplexes onto the chairs. He speared him through the barricade and everything. I like
this one.
Oh, that spot was so legit when he set him up for the table. And because I like when they're walking back there and Dragunov's on he's on offense, and he says to Devlin, he's like, oh, you want to talk now? You want to talk about my family? And Devlin's crawling on the ground. He's like, no, I'm sorry. And he's like crawling, and then he throws him into the desk and everything. Or the table. He sets him up, and Dragunov runs for the Moscow torpedo, and he jumps, and Devlin just flops to the ground. Boom, goes right through the table. That was good. Then I like this one also when he shoves like this, like crate. Yeah, and he hits Ilja, and he just Ilja sells stuff so legit. I mean, he sells it like he's dead. You know what I mean? Like Flair. He reminds me a lot of Ric Flair. Like you hear or like from video. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, he sells it so good, and you know what? They actually the big moonsault spot off the production crate. Oh yes. To me, that was fine. That was perfect how you did it, because when he set him up onto the production crate, Dragunov had his eyes raked. So Dragunov was like, I can't see. So that was a perfect excuse. He can't see for the guy to stand up there and do the moonsault while Dragunov is selling his eyes. Yes. That's how you sell a moonsault, not guys standing there just looking at the guy like waiting to catch him. No, he's actually moving to catch the guy. So yes, I like that. That was really great. This one was also a great spot. Dragunov does like Valley driver through the because he set up the table. He tried for the Devlin side. He tried doing it 2 times, but the second time he picked him up, and I love when he picked him up and he hit like 7 really stiff elbows, like right to the Dragunov's head. Dragunov is no selling him. That's his big comeback. The Death Valley driver, no, with 2 count. Oh my God, you can't believe it. Then Devlin takes back over and he gets the zip ties, and he gets Dragunov, zip ties his hands. And you're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be Rock McFoley. What is it? How many years to the day did they say? 99, so that should be like 10, around, like 20 years. 23 years, it's 23 years, yes. Yeah, I mean, this is, so he's going to clock it. Oh my God. Royal Rumble. Yeah, but no, Dragunov, he gets out of there, and because he had him like laying on the steel steps, so he goes to almost like smack his head, like kind of like a concerto, but on the steps. But Dragunov moves out of the way. The chair flies back up. See, I wish he would have sold it a little more. I wish Devlin would have sold it that the chair flew back up and hit himself in the face. So he would have been more groggy, because the Moscow torpedo, or torpedo Moscow, whatever he calls it, that he hit. I mean, obviously he couldn't get that much momentum because he had to jump off the steel steps, and he didn't have much running room. Look how close they are in the corner. And he had his hands tied behind his back, literally. So it didn't look that impactful, and and it took him a while to crawl there. I mean, it was so dramatic, but he gets the pin, and I'm glad that was the spot there, because it was a good spot, even if it did come off a little bit weak. But Dragunov wins, and this is the guy who, when we look at him, he might be small, he might not be the size of like a Hulk Hogan, or even somebody like a Roman Reigns or a Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar, but when you look at him and you see these matches, you believe him as a champion. And also he's a good storyteller. Yeah. So he makes you believe that like the comeback is real. He has all the passion, all the will, all the heart to be able to do these things. So why not go behind this guy? Absolutely right. And they gave us a great match. The episode ends with this. And so as our show family, because we said that the title was not going to change. So I feel that finish your drink, Paul.
And there's gonna be another match. There's gonna be a rematch. I feel that because this feud is not over. Maybe Rampage Brown will show up at some point. Also, remember, he left, he gave the finger, so we'll see what happens on that. But at least NXT UA has a horizon. They have they know what they're doing. They know where they want to take their guys. So that is something that at least, is good to see, because other companies, they don't know what's going on. So this is really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that was the one thing, and I actually thought that might happen. When you said, Rampage Brown coming in, I'm glad that actually did. As this match was going, I didn't even think of Rampage Brown coming in. And I think if he would have, that would have ruined it. That would have definitely made it feel like main roster WWE. What are you doing? This is awful booking. I'm glad it went down the way it did. Because you could have Rampage Brown just come back. You could have him attack Dragunov, maybe cutting a promo, next week or something. That would be at least better than interfering in the match. But, we really got to see who they set up for his next challenger. I'm excited. That's the one thing. Ilja is just, he's a legit champion.
Oh yeah, that's true. So family, thank you so very much for being with us one more time. Don't forget to just do us a few favors. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and share this so more people can be exposed to the original Rope Break. We have absolutely every single outlet in the social media world. John Paul is going to tell us every single thing about that. So go ahead.
And those are Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And family, don't forget, tomorrow, NWA Power. Really great stuff at the beginning for our coverage on that. And then Saturday, the Royal Rumble 2022, the third year that we do Royal Rumble. So stay with us, great reviews, all of that, family. So you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...